So today we're going to be talking about women and masculine energy. So since I'm in school for therapy, I have become very self-aware when it comes to myself and my generational patterns. And what I realized is the women in my family are very aggressive and blunt, independent, straightforward, even dismissive, and sometimes can be critical as well. And so I just realized as a kid growing up, feeling like my feelings weren't heard, or that I couldn't express myself, or that they were just dismissed or whatever. And that causes kids to just basically suppress their emotions. And if you're constantly suppressing your emotions over and over, then you just literally get detached from your emotions and detached from your feelings, and you start living in your head. You start living in your logic and overthinking and all of that stuff. And I just feel like that is one huge thing that holds people back who have been raised like that. It holds them back in relationships because subconsciously you just feel like, well, my feelings aren't heard, or it doesn't matter to people, so you don't even bring it up. So, and because you've not brought it up so much, you aren't even thinking about it anymore. Once you become an adult, you're almost completely detached from your feelings and your emotions that you have going on, and you really just continue to suppress and blow your emotions off, and you just continue to be a functional, dysfunctional person. And God had to reveal that that's what I was doing. It was I was not truly recognizing my emotions, and I was not truly connected to myself and my feminine energy. So that was the disconnect, is that the reason why women could be so aggressive and so blunt and straightforward, and like they don't have any, very nonchalant, like they don't have any feelings or that, is because they may have been brought up in that type of environment. And that is working out of a masculine energy. And so when you're working out of a masculine energy, or operating out of a masculine energy, and you're trying to be in a relationship with a man, then obviously you're always clashing. It's always probably an argument or debate or whatever, because you're working in masculine energy, he's working in masculine energy, and it's a constant clash. And so so on the opposite end of that, what is the feminine energy, or the feminine nature? That's more of loving and nurturing vibes, and caring, positive vibes, gentle, peaceful, those types of characteristics are more so feminine nature. And most women are very nurturing and giving off these loving vibes and all of that. But there are a group of women who can be more masculine dominant when it comes to energy wise. And so I realized that I was working out of this masculine energy, and I needed it to change if I wanted to be in relationship with a man. And so if this resonates with you, where you are this type of independent, dominant type personality in a relationship, but you're a woman, and you feel like you're always getting into arguments, or you're always clashing with the man that you're in relationship with, then I suggest that you start to journal out your emotions. We stay in our head, and we might feel we might write down, for example, I just can't get it right. that might be what we write down, but that's not an emotion. That's not a feeling. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel fearful? Do you feel shame? Like, what type of emotions are you feeling right now? Do you feel sad? Or whatever. So getting back in touch with our emotions is one thing. Having positive self-talk towards ourselves, giving ourselves grace, being kind to ourselves, because honestly, we are really hard on ourselves, and that's why we're able to be hard on other people, is because we're so hard on ourselves. And so recognizing that, and then going to therapy, working out the issues, like the generational patterns that you've seen. If you have like mother wounds, father wounds, whatever the case is, that allowed you to be very disconnected from your emotions, or very disconnected from expressing your emotions, or allowed you to come off like very angry or irritated or mad or whatever. Going to therapy and working that out, as well as, like I always say, I always have to bring up God into the situation. Seeking God and asking Him to help you in your heart, like get to the root of it in your heart, and asking God to help you change your heart and deliver you from whatever it is that is keeping you from portraying the fruits of the Spirit, portraying love, joy, peace, patience, all of those fruits that are essential for everyone, honestly, but they really are characterized by women as being portrayed. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you are a woman who is going through that right now, it is something that I'm actively working on right now. And I'm actively in therapy for it, because I just recognize that it's a huge part of being in a relationship, is that balance, and that like the synergy between a man and a woman. Like, we both can't be trying to be leaders in a relationship. And also, when you're in conflict with your partner, it's easy for the masculine woman to talk over her man, or to cut him off in the middle of his sentences, or to like just dominate the conversation. And that causes the man to shut down and not want to say anything. And if you really think about it, like, if that's how you felt as a kid, like you felt dismissed, you felt like your feelings weren't being heard, you felt like you were being overpowered or whatever, and you just didn't say anything, and that's why you are the way that you are now, then you can imagine you doing that to somebody else, and imagine how they feel in that situation. So it's also looking at things from a different angle, from a different perspective like that, and recognizing that you don't want to pass this type of energy down to your children or even your spouse. So that is all, you guys. Thank you for listening, and just remember to think like things, speak like things, and share like things. Don't like, you know it's unhealthy to do this, and you constantly bring it up to their attention like every single time that they do it, but it never changes and it continues to be a pattern, then you will have to